And
well, that ain't good.
well, there's a lot that goes on these fishing trips that never makes the videos. And one of the things is the importance of anchoring, the perils of anchoring, how it can help you and how it can kill you. I've lost several anchors since I've had this kayak. They get stuck in debris, get stuck in rocks, and unless you get the right leverage on them, they're not coming out. Well, your anchor will hold, your line will hold, the water will still pull. And if you're in swift water and it doesn't look swift, there's nothing quite like Mother Nature's water pressure, because she breaks down mountains and you're just in a kayak. Many people have died in a kayak underestimating the power of the water they're in. If you're doing catfishing like I like to do, you pretty much have to anchor, tie off something. The current is going to pull on your boat, and you can't just throw a rope over with an anchor on it, tie it off to the handle in the middle of the boat, and be done. Let me explain why. So when you're looking at my boat, this is it without all the doodads I add on. I have added what's called a trolley line from here all the way to the front. So I hook my anchor to this right here, and I can move it back and forth, front to back, so that the anchor will hold from the back, coming back this way, right? It'll be in the water this way. Or I can do the same thing to the front. And then I just take my line and hook it underneath here. And there my boat is. If the current is coming this way, my boat will just kind of sway this direction. If, however, I put my boat with the trolley line and anchor line mid-boat, the anchor will go this way against the current and be holding like that, which causes a problem, because if the current's strong enough, this will pull down and the entire boat becomes an obstacle for the water and can actually pull your boat downwards like that. Put your anchor in, and you don't have it to the back or the front quite yet, but you just put it in and you plan on putting it to the back and the front. Sometimes you will create that weight and try to swamp yourself if you get stuck. Let me show you an example. I wish my camera was on for that. I learned a lesson. I knew about it before. Oh. My adrenaline is seriously pumping now. Okay, so whew, I just ran into some rapids and I threw out the anchor line and didn't realize how swift the water was going because it looked so smooth. I had to unclip my anchor because I was going to go over. It was pulling my boat in. It is snagged in the rocks, I think, and the current is so strong
is gonna upend me. So we're gonna try to get my, oh man, that was scary. We're gonna try to get my anchor line back. Okay, we have it. Like, I thought something grabbed, the current was going so fast. I thought something actually grabbed my anchor. And like I said, screw it, it's not worth it. Yeah, it is not worth it.
What was not caught on camera that day was that I had to quickly unclip my anchor line. This is the same anchor. I've ordered another one, and they come with this little clip to tie on to the end right there, which is great, but in a hurry, that's kind of hard to unclip. It's not much to unclip. We're going to get rid of that. One simple knot below to keep your bobber, your float, near the top, so that when you unclip this in a hurry, you can come back and find it. And hopefully you can retrieve it, unlike the other day. One of the things you have to consider is the type of anchor. I've been using a grapple type of style. I'm about to change that. I'm going to a different style of anchor. I'm not abandoning anchors. The style of fishing I use, I sit, anchor, and fish. In the kayak, I'm not a trolling type of fishing guy. The guy that actually inspired me to make this video is a trolling fishing style of fisherman. The most obvious issue with anchoring is snagging. Just like a fishing hook, it'll snag in debris down there. You don't know what's down in some of these creeks, rivers, and wherever. It may be rocks, it may be down trees, it may be a sunken boat. You don't know. All you know is, hey, that spot looks pretty good. I'm gonna throw down an anchor here, and I'm gonna fish that little water seam right there, and I see some rocks over there. I'm gonna see if anything's hanging out on the rocks. You're not thinking about what's underneath you.
Come on. Well, that ain't good. Dock. This will be the second anchor I lose here, if I lose it. It's really looking like I lost this one.
Well, that ain't good.
Well, I want to go home, so this pisses me off. That pisses me off to no end. Before I set up the kayak completely today, this is my new anchor line. It's a little bit more expensive than the grapple style that you buy on Amazon. I have one of those still at home. But this is a mud style, just like it's almost like a bucket. It's also heavier. But I also got a new rope. This one's 25 foot. But what I did this time, I got my buoy, right? I got the big hook, right? And by the way, get these at Walmart. They're cheaper than these, which are also nice and big, at Home Depot by like half, and they're bigger. But anyway, so what I did, this is for when it's at full depth. Buoy for when it's at full depth, or I have to let it go. Then going down, At approximately 10 feet, I have a hook. And at approximately 5 feet, I have a hook. That way, depending on how shallow or deep I'm working, I can just tie off and then still use my trolley line to control what direction my boat is pointing. Instead of, whereas before I would have to tie off to the handle, when I was real shallow, so that I could just anchor and hold in place, and that kind of limited my angle of the boat. This way I can control it more with the trolley line. That's the theory anyway. We're gonna see if it works. I don't know, but oh boy, it's over 25 feet deep. That's not great. Well, it's great for fish, not for anchoring so much. Usually I gotta get close to the shore. Let's see how deep it is. Yeah. Okay. Less than 3 feet. That's fine. That's fine.